how to explode your closing rate by 41%, whether that's B2B, business to business, or B2C, business to customer. We're going to be covering that. One secret to increase that closing rate today. So stay tuned. Let's dive into it. Hi, Roy. I'm Guys, and I'm super excited today because this one really works. This is awesome. This is what's working today. This is what's working for my team, and the results are massive. We're talking 41% increase in sales without really making any massive differences. No changes in the script, nothing really that massive, but the difference is insane. And it's not the first time that I've tried this, but it is a noticeable difference, especially in today's environment, especially in the economy the way it is right now, and I want to share that with you today. Have you ever had that situation where you're on a call, you know that if you just did one or two things differently, then that would make all the difference? This is one of those things. You want to really take this one and just implement it today, right now, either with yourself or your team. Just try this out on your next call. This is usable right now. You really don't need anything else besides a computer and a microphone. And if your computer has a microphone, that's good enough. You could probably do this off your phone if you wanted to as well, but I'd suggest a computer. That's all you need to make this work. Here's the other thing with this. Most of your competitors are not doing this. It's crazy once you actually know what I'm talking about, but your competitors are not doing this, and you would have a massive advantage. And I've seen the numbers. I've seen this work. It does work, and you could be using it right now. Before we dive into that, just know that if you have something that your other competitors are not doing, you should be using that. You should get that leverage, and you should make that happen. What are we talking about? What is the secret? I want you to imagine that you're on Tinder or any dating app that you guys are using or have used or exists. Maybe you're happily married, you haven't used a dating app ever, and if that's the case, congratulations. Before I go any further, it's Roy Haas here. Subscribe if you haven't already. There's a lot of content on the way like this and even more. There's a lot of things I'll be diving into. I listen to your suggestions. Leave a comment if you have any questions or you want me to do anything in the future. Make sure you leave a like. Super important. The most important thing. Leave a like. Leave 2 if you'd like. If you have 2 accounts. If you have 3, leave 3. And also make sure that you subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, you are missing out. Go ahead and subscribe. Really, I'll wait. I don't have a watch, but I'll wait. Go ahead and subscribe. It's all right. You subscribed, left a like? All right, awesome. Let's continue. Imagine that you're, like I said, you're using a dating app like Tinder or anything else like that, all right? How does that actually work? How are you going to know that the person that you're talking to is somebody that you want to meet, somebody that you want to be with, somebody that you want to take out, somebody that you want to... How would that work? Well, what are you going to go by? You're going to open up the app. You're going to pull it out. You're going to see, okay, I'm looking for so-and-so in my area. Whether that's male or female, a certain age, maybe interests, what have you. You're going to look at photos, you're going to go through that, then you're going to see the other photos that they might have in their profile, you're going to look at what their interests are, and then ideally you're going to want to take that to a conversation, a chat, maybe a phone conversation, maybe something along those lines. Imagine that you're heading into an interview, right? For an interview for a job, or you're meeting a client for the first time, and it's an in-person gathering. Why are you meeting them in this way? They actually want to get to see you and what you look like. Who are you? They want to shake your hand. They want to see how you carry yourself. They don't know exactly what to expect, so this is the first time they're really seeing you, and they want to get that impression, that first impression. Let's say you're buying a car or even a house, whichever. You're probably going to want to see who you're buying the car from. You're probably going to want to see who you're buying the house from, meet them in person, see what the house looks like, all of that, and you're probably going to want to, talk with them, have a conversation, see their mannerisms, all that kind of stuff. The bigger the decision, the more you're going to want to get to know the person that you're doing this interaction with, this business deal with. Why does Godzilla have anything to do with this video? The only reason that you, as a viewer, know exactly who I mean when I say Godzilla is because you've seen him. You've seen his videos, you've seen him kicking ass, kicking the asses of other monsters. You've seen the footage. You've seen him on video. You've seen his image. So as soon as I say Godzilla, boom, image of Godzilla. So how can you actually use this? How can you use this to your advantage to increase your closing rate? Why are you still doing your sales over the phone when you can be using something that's much more effective? Why don't you use video calls? Why aren't you using Zoom? Why aren't you using Skype calls? Anything so that you can have an interaction and they can see who you are, so it's as close to an in-person conversation as possible. Think about it. If you actually saw the person that you were dealing with, wouldn't you feel more comfortable actually making a decision with this person? After all, you've seen them. You know what they're like. Are they somebody that you would like to have a beer with? Would you feel comfortable having a conversation with this person? Would you feel comfortable introducing this person to your friends or saying, hey, this is the person that I closed this deal with. I know this guy. I feel comfortable. I've seen his face. I know what he looks like. Now I feel that I'm at that level of rapport and that level of confidence in them that I can make a decision. I feel more comfortable. I feel more confident. I feel more certain. These are all things that increase when they can see you in front of them. So Zoom does not cost you anything. As of this video, 45 minutes on Zoom, any kind of call that's 45 minutes, and you can add people in there, it's free. Why wouldn't you use it? You can get a mic like this one. You can use your computer mic. You can even use your phone, which I don't suggest, but that's all you really need. It's free. Just use it. Use it in your calls. So instead, the next time you have a client that you need to meet and you're trying to have a conversation with them to get to persuade them, where it's a business interaction, instead of having it over the phone, you can even pick up the phone and tell them, listen, I just sent you a link by email to a Zoom call. Can you open that up and then we'll meet in Zoom? Now it's in person. You can get to see them. Are they going to be a good client for you? Are they going to be a good fit for you? What are they like? You'll feel more comfortable about them as your prospect, and they'll feel more comfortable about you as not only the salesperson, not only as the expert, but also as the face of your company. There's a lot of pluses to doing it that way. Now, you obviously want to make sure that there's a few key things that you're keeping in mind, otherwise it's going to actually do worse for you. One of those is don't overdress. That would be my advice. Don't overdo it. If you know that your prospect is at home, they're with their kids, but at the same time they're working from home, right? For whatever reason, maybe because of this whole thing that we have going on with the sickness and all that. They're at home. How are they going to be dressed? Probably not in a suit and tie, a tuxedo. They're probably not going to overdo it. Maybe they're going to be dressed in something like this. Maybe it's just going to be, a sleeveless collared shirt. Maybe it'll be just a t-shirt. You need to know your client. What are they going to be like? Are they younger? Are they older? Do they work from home? What kind of demographic is this person? In a lot of cases, a t-shirt is going to be absolutely fine. What you don't want is you don't want to have a situation where you're way better dressed than your prospect. That's going to make them feel uncomfortable, and it's going to make you seem like you're trying a little bit too hard, which is a little bit off-putting. Now, mind you, how you say things and what you say, that can override that, but why would you want to put things that don't put you in a good light in front of them? The other thing is you want to make sure that you have good audio sound. You want to make sure you have a good mic. Invest in a good mic. They'll stay with you for a long time. Make sure that you have a good, you have a good camera either built into your computer, or if you have a camera like the one I'm recording on, if you get a video capture card, you can actually connect them to your computer so you have really, really good quality of image. And that's going to be important, especially if you work in, let's say, digital marketing. You might want to consider doing that. Sometimes it's going to matter, sometimes it won't. It's nice to have, it puts you in a more professional status. So if you get a camera, I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of camera stuff, but one of the nice things with cameras is if you have a low f-stop, you can get that nice blur behind them. So for example, if I'm really close to the camera here, you can actually see behind me, it's a little bit blurred. That's something that you can get with cameras. It's also something you can do with your web cameras if they're able to do that, but just something extra. Those are little things that people can pick up on. Another thing that you want to bear in mind is that when you're talking, or how you're sitting, you want to make sure that you're sitting upright. You want to make sure you're talking directly to them. And this is something that I am guilty of. Smile more. Smile more. You don't necessarily have to show your teeth if you're not comfortable with your teeth, but make sure you smile. It makes them smile. It makes them feel good. All that really helps. And those are not things that you can do over the phone. So there's a lot of pluses to that. With video, the next time they see you, whether that's going to be also over a video call or that's going to be over the phone, they're going to remember who you are. And in a lot of industries, especially B2B and enterprise sales, this is really key, is if you show up and you do a second video call, they will immediately remember who you are and what you talked about. If it's over the phone, people sometimes sound very similar. So they can't remember who you are and what company you are, especially if they get a lot of volume and it's a larger company and they talk to a lot of people every week or every day. That's an added plus. Is for follow-ups, it's extremely important that they remember who you are so you don't have to waste a bunch of time reheating things. If they already know what you look like, they've already spoken to you, then you can bring things up and their memory is just going to be associated with certain things you said, maybe hand gestures or drawings that you said. They'll remember, it'll jog their memory better. So those are all things that you don't need to change your script for. You don't need to change your emails. You don't need to change. Nothing really massive is being changed here. Maybe just an invite. And it doesn't even have to be Zoom. You can use Google Hangouts. It works pretty much as well as Zoom does. You can even do a Skype call if you want, if they have Skype. There's a lot of different applications out there that you can use besides Zoom, and I don't know all of them. I just always use Zoom or Skype, but they don't cost anything. So why wouldn't you use them? Try it out. You'll see a massive difference. When our team used video, literally the same everything. By using video, our sales jumped massively. 41% in a week. You could do the same thing. We just switched to video. Nothing else changed. Do it. Try it out. Leave a comment if you have. If you already use video, let me know how it's working out for you. Have you found it to be significantly better? Let me know. I want to hear about it. I appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button. Hit it twice. Hit it 3 times if you want. I'd appreciate it 3 times as much if you hit that button that many times. And make sure you leave a comment letting me know what you thought of the video.